Hi friends, welcome to Key to Pictures. In this video we are going to talk about what lenses I have and use and what lenses I really want. So as I've said in another video, the lenses that I use are called prime lenses or fixed lenses, and that just means that the lens doesn't zoom in or out. So if I wanted to go, if I'm taking a picture of my kids and they're kind of far away from me and I wanted to zoom in on them, I would have to walk closer to them with my lens in order to get that to get them zoomed in. Or if I wanted to be further back and have more of a view in my lens, I couldn't just turn my lens to give me that. I would have to walk further back. So some of the pros and cons with that. The pros, the reasons that I have fixed lenses and that I choose those is because my main reason is because I can get a really nice, good quality lens that has an aperture that opens up really wide. So meaning that number, the f number, is very low. I can get a really nice lens with a wide open aperture for a lot less money than I can a really great zoom lens with a low aperture. So for example, let me show you the lenses that I have. I have the 30, this is a Sigma lens, so it's an off-brand, but it works with my Nikon camera. So I have a Sigma 30mm lens that goes, that opens up to an aperture of 1.4. And then I have a 50mm, which everyone should have this, Nikon lens that opens up to an aperture of 1.8. And then I have a Nikon lens that is an 85mm, and it opens up to an aperture of 1.8 as well. So the lower the number, the lower that aperture number, the blurrier your background is going to be, and the more open the lens is, the more your lens is going to be open wider, so more light can flood in. So I've said it in lots of other videos why I love that really low aperture. It lets in so much light and you get that really beautiful blurry background. So that's why I choose the prime lenses. Some of the cons for having a prime lens is, of course, the range of I guess the easiness of taking a picture if you're in a situation where you want to be really close and really far away very quickly. So I've kind of made that confusing. So when we went to Disney World a couple years ago, I still had my prime lenses, and it was a huge pain. I kept the 30mm lens on most of the time and carried around the 50mm lens, and I would switch that out every once in a while, but it would have been so much nicer just to have that zoom lens on and not ever have to switch the lens out and just be able to go in and out with my camera, to zoom in and out on the lens with my camera. So that's my biggest con for having the prime lenses. Okay, so let's get into the lenses that I want. So I've had these three lenses basically from the very get-go. I opted out of the kit lens, which that's another video. I'm going to tell you why I didn't buy the kit lens. And I've had these three lenses from the very start of my photography, and I never upgraded, but I'm going to. I really want to. So what's on my wish list is the 50mm, which I have a 50mm, but I want the 50mm that where the aperture opens up to 1.4. So I have the 1.8. I want it to be 1.4, which seems like what's the huge difference? There's just 0.4 difference in that f-stop. But it really is a nicer lens. It's built a little bit better, and you get that real dreamy, creamy look in your background. And then the other lens I want is another prime lens, and I want to replace my 85mm 1.8 with an 85mm 1.4. So again, I want to get that wider aperture on the 85mm lens. And then the zoom lens that I really want is the Nikon, it's the, let me think, it's 70, here I have it right here. It is the, you think I'd have it memorized, the Nikon 24 to 70mm lens with an aperture of 2.8. So again, it's not going way down like the 1.4 and the 1.8s that I have. But for a zoom lens, opening up, having the aperture that will open up all the way to a 2.8 is really good. And then that when I say that the zoom is 24 to 70 millimeters, that means that I can just put that one lens on my camera and I can zoom in or out, and I don't have to walk forward or walk backwards. So that's the lens that I really want, that I will hopefully get very soon. But in the meantime, I love my prime lenses. I have taken tons of amazing pictures with them, and changing out the lenses on your camera is not that big of a deal. If you're doing weddings or perhaps going to Disney World, it's a little bit of a challenge, but nothing that you can't overcome. So I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.